The actual flowers themselves, brand new today, free shipping and handling, $32.16. You get beautiful red and then beautiful white with that wonderful eye. The Cottage Farms, like hardy hibiscus, are just bananas. This is how people will walk by your yard and just stop. They'll be walking, and they'll just look and they'll go,
it's all
oh my
about
gosh,
the drama.
This is
all
drama
about the drama
and statement. And this is Kelly Norris, and he's a horticulturist, and he actually is from, he actually heads up a botanical garden in Iowa and is here as our expert. So we're welcoming him in because he's one of our new Cottage Farms experts here. Hardy hibiscus.
Hardy hibiscus.
What is the story here?
Well, you hear hibiscus and you think tropical, right? You think Hawaiian shirt, but these hibiscus are in fact totally hardy to zone 4. This is really great breeding that we're excited to bring you here on Cottage Farms. We've got 2 varieties in the collection, and we're standing in front of Summer in Paradise right now. This punch pink flower. They're almost the size of my head.
Yeah.
I think.
They're huge.
We've also got Mocha Moon, which has white flowers and then darker foliage. Our representation here maybe doesn't show that this particular variety gets chocolatey black foliage, in addition to this really nice high contrast white flower. So 2 really dramatic specimen plants.
And so is this, do I put this in the ground? Do I put this in pots? What happens when I get these
Well,
home?
we've got a demo actually over here because I want to show folks how this comes to them. We ship these as bare root plants, which you may look at this and think, gosh, what am I supposed to do with this? But for hibiscus, this is actually one of the best ways to receive them and then to establish them in your garden. So imagine this is that sort of standard plot in your garden. You're going to think back of the border because this is a big bodacious architectural plant. It's going to offset a lot of other things in front of it. So we're at the back of the perennial border here. We've got our handy digger. And what we're going to do is we're just going to try and dig a hole about 2 times as wide as the rootstock that you're going to get. Now I want to show folks here too, because this rootstock kind of looks just like one big piece of root, but actually there are both roots, stems, and buds here. And so I want to show you how to plant this because you're going to get this and go, what do I do with it? So we put this here, we got that nice generous hole that we have 2 times as wide, and you see where we've got these roots right down here? This is the stem. Okay, it doesn't look green. We often tell people green side up, but you got to trust me here. This sort of sticking up part is the stem. We're going to backfill around that, give that a nice firm pat there, and I think we've even got a little water here to sort of show people. Water around the periphery of that planting hole that we dug. Remember, that was an extra big hole.
Yeah, why?
Well, we want to give those roots, first of all, a chance to, to get settled. We don't want an air pocket or something, popping that rootstock back up. So we want to get it nice and firmly planted and anchored in the ground. We water around sort of the periphery of that hole and let that soak in nice and deeply. And if it's a little dry at the time that you plant, you may want to end up doing that every 3 or 4 days until you start to see those buds come up.
Okay, well this is super drama, and these are perennial. Do they have a fragrance or no?
Not really a fragrance, but when you've got this much to look at, who cares what they smell like, right?
So we're looking at some pictures. Tell us about that.
So that's Mocha Moon up there first. We've got Summer in Paradise here. Look at the color. These are huge flowers. A lot of surface area to sort of show off what's going on here.
Yeah.
These are native plants, actually. These are varieties developed from native plants. As we said, great architectural, structural plants for the herbaceous perennial border. Now, just a quick thing. We did that little demo here just a minute ago with that rootstock. The next season, when folks are out there doing their spring gardening work, don't be concerned if you don't see that hibiscus right away. It's a little bit of a sleepyhead, okay? It comes up late in the season because this whole show is happening July, August, late summer. So, it takes its sweet time coming
So let me ask you, how old is this then? When do I get to see the dinner plate size flowers?
You're really going to get to see this for sure in the second full growing season. I mean, this sort of size is not at all unprecedented. I mean, that's pretty incredible. This isn't a woody plant. This isn't a shrub or a tree. This is an herbaceous perennial that is coming up and doing this kind of work in your garden every single growing season.
Okay, I'm just going to back up. What is an herbaceous perennial?
That's a plant. It's a perennial plant that comes back every year and doesn't form real wood. It's not a tree. It's not a shrub.
Oh, got it.
It's a perennial flower.
Okay.
It's a perennial flower.
A perennial flower.
That's a perennial flower.
I got it. I love it. Thank you. So you've got this beautiful red, this beautiful, huge kind of reddy magenta-y color, and then this white with the magenta eye, and this would be season 2.
This is season 2, and
Okay.
I just want to make sure that people know that little demo we did. We've got all of those great tips and facts about all the plants in our collection, but we've got all that here in this handy little care guide that you're going to get with these bare root hibiscus when they ship to you at the appropriate time for planting.
Yeah, always at the appropriate time, and I've ordered from Cottage Farms planted plants in a container as well as in the ground. I actually have a braided tree from Cottage Farms that was gorgeous and amazing. There is a special map for the hardy exotic paradise hardy hibiscus right there. Will you share with us what this map means?
Yeah, sure. So you're looking down there at your hardiness zone, and if you kind of match the colors up on the map, it'll tell you when these are going to ship, because we really want you to be successful. We want you to get this at the right time for planting, because when you get it, we want you to get it in the ground. We don't want you to wait. We want you to get it in the ground, get it established, and the sooner you get that, the sooner we're going to be on our way to this hibiscus.
And you know what, this isn't timid. If you need a garden that you want your garden to be shy, and you want your garden to be like, oh, it's just green, and doesn't have any stopping power, then this is not for you.
No.
This is for the person who wants a garden where people are talking about it at the coffee, house. And people are like, oh my gosh, did you see Rachel's garden? She's got these huge flowers blooming, and she's got these huge dinner plate size blooms. $32.16. Use your Q card and break that up into 3 easy payments. The item number that you're ordering for is M61296. And, without question, we're going to have flowers that are like, oh, these are pretty, but these are like, wow.
They are wow. They are wow. And, the other thing to remind people, too, if you're kind of sitting there going, gosh, I love them, don't know where to put them, these hibiscus actually don't mind wet feet. They do like to have a little more moisture. So if you've got a wet spot in your backyard and you need a pop of color, these are it.
Wow.
Big, bodacious,
that's good.
Tropical paradise, but hardy.
So could I plant these under a tree?
Couldn't plant them under a tree. They do need full sun. Yeah, and trees take a lot of water up, so actually it can be kind of dry under a lot of trees, in fact. But a low spot in your backyard, maybe along your driveway or something. Great dramatic plant.
Perfect. And then we wanted to share with you again about the Cottage Farms guarantee, because they're all about standing behind what you're buying with us today.
Absolutely, yes. So